Hello and welcome to Ascension Arcana Tarot. This is Christine with a general reading. I'm going to pull on the energy of Venus entering Libra, which is happening on Thursday, August 29th. This is a general reading, so as always, please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. I'm kind of curious about this energy. When I was sort of getting into the mode, I guess, of like pulling this reading earlier, I kept seeing a hurricane and like the eye of a hurricane. So I don't know if you guys are feeling this. I'm feeling a lot of very intense energies in the collective right now. And I'm feeling like Venus entering Libra is such a peaceful, like lovely, easy energy. Venus is actually at home in Libra. It's one of its two home zodiac signs along with Taurus. So Libra is a sign of like balance, of fairness, of harmony, of peace, and then Venus being the planet of like love and relationships. I just am really feeling this energy as like the eye, like the peaceful spot in an otherwise pretty stormy energy that's feeling like a hurricane. So what do you want my viewers to know about this Venus in Libra energy? I wonder if I have. So we have the Nine of Pentacles to start. That's really funny. I totally can feel that as like a Venus in Libra card. So this is somebody who is completely in harmony with themselves, right? I'm so distracted right now. Those guys coming out. Okay. I actually feel like we have another row here. Okay, so the Nine of Pentacles is like a very grounded person. She has everything that she needs. She's complete just the way that she is, right? She has resources, she has an education, she has free time. She feels to me like a minor arcana empress kind of energy, which is a very like Venus energy. So just that sort of goddess energy, like if you're in this collective, any of the collectives that I've been picking up on that have been going through like these huge spiritual glow ups, that's what I'm feeling here is like, this is you just sort of basking in the energies of like the things that you've gone through lately and sort of the glow ups that you've been having. It feels really nice. I'm feeling that just like love and peace and harmony within yourself, within your life. That feels really good. It's interesting that the Two of Swords came out again because that was featured in our reading the other day. It feels like, so this row here is feeling like coming out of this stalemate energy. So the Two of Swords, the energy that I'm picking up on here is that it's like a stalemate, right? It's like someone who is not sure if they should choose one thing or the other. They're not sure if they should choose one path or the other. So they sort of just get stuck and like immobilized in this stalemate energy. But then the Five of Wands here feels like very clangy and like clashy, and a lot of like mental energy kind of clanging around inside of yourself. And then the Lovers here, I'm really feeling is representing that energy of a choice. And I've talked about that before. So this card doesn't necessarily always represent like a relationship, but it does represent love. So this card can represent a choice where there's a path that's like very obviously aligned with love, and there's a path that's very obviously out of alignment with love. So it can represent making a choice and that you are having like the momentum or like even maybe some guidance from your intuition to make the choice that's aligning with love. So that actually feels really cool. It feels like there's some clangy movement energy here that's maybe kicking you out of a stalemate and really moving you like decisively forward down a path that aligns with love. That feels like really nice. This whole thing is feeling like some nice stable movement that feels really safe and really lovely. It feels like whatever that sort of, I don't know what other word to describe that. Five of Wands just feels so like clangy and clashy to me. Sometimes I feel the way that I feel energy, I actually hear it as like music or like musical instruments. There's like an orchestra kind of that plays, and sometimes when something is out of alignment, I hear it as like an off note or like a clangy note in the orchestra, like the flow of the music, right? And this just sounds clangy to me, this energy, like this fighting, and I hear like the sticks clashing and like this clangy, discordant notes being played, but that energy, even though it might feel a little chaotic in the moment, is going to help kick you out of this stalemate, like I said, and it really sets you down this like nice path. That's really funny. I just channeled Follow the Yellow Brick Road, so I don't know if that will have meaning to anyone. That was interesting. It's the Wizard of Oz reference. On the bottom row, we have the King of Pentacles. Yeah, I really am feeling this as like a nice grounded energy, so that's sweet that that just came out. The King of Pentacles is like a pretty, oh, that's funny. The Fool was on the bottom of the card or the deck earlier when I was talking, so that's really sweet that he came out. And even like the yellow, so when I said I was channeling the Yellow Brick Road, I was actually looking at the yellow up here, but look, we had two yellow cards come out. We've got the yellow here, we got the yellow here. Like, I'm feeling this beautiful, it feels like magnetism towards like a sunlight energy, kind of like pulling towards the future. So a lot of times I read the energy from left to right, just like you would read like a sentence in a book. And this feels like this is going away kind of over here. And then all this sunlight energy, this guy is going to drift over, but these guys are kind of like going towards the future here with the sunlight. It's beautiful. I love that energy, man. This feels like some nice changes for somebody. I don't know that I'm necessarily reading this as like a romantic situation. These are all kind of like singular figures here. I feel like the multiple dudes in here is just all these little pieces of ego clashing going on, or like little things that are misaligned in your consciousness that you're kind of just working through. And again, the Lovers, I'm really just feeling as like making that choice aligned with love. So the King of Pentacles feels like just an even further grounding of this energy and moving into like a really nice space of being prosperous, being grounded, being peaceful, really safe, really stable. I'm drawn to like the castle in the background. So there might be a message there for someone around like home and stability, which feels really nice. And then ironically, the Fool is like not a particularly stable card because he's sort of like traipsing off the edge of the cliff, right? And he's just like la-da-da. But I'm feeling that as stable too. Like it's like life is going to catch you. The divine is going to catch you. Your angels are going to catch you. Like however you perceive that. It could even be like you feel like you're going to catch yourself. You could be just in a complete energy of like, it's cool, I got this, like, and just completely falling back on like your confidence in yourself. He feels confident, he feels light, he feels very free. That's like such a beautiful energy. This is cool. I wonder if this is the same collective that I was picking up on the other day. I'm trying to feel like using the Wild Unknown. We're going to clarify that Two of Swords again. I'm curious if this is the same collective or if this collective is like working through a different energy here. It's interesting too. I just felt, so Libra, right? The zodiac sign of Libra represents scales. It's like the Justice card in tarot, right? Where she's kind of holding the scales and the scales are balancing. I'm really drawn to this Two of Swords and the fact that there's two swords. So it's like two sides kind of balancing or like coming into balance. Kind of just want to know, I think the question I'm going to ask is like, what are those two sides for you? So God, what are these two sides for this collective here? Okay. So I feel like This is the Father of Cups, otherwise known as the King of Cups. And then the other side, what is like balancing? Oh, how interesting. Okay, we got two kings. So the Father of Wands on the other side is very interesting. So the Father of Cups represents a divine masculine, but as always, it's just the gender of the cards. It doesn't, you can be masculine or feminine and have this message resonate. But he's considered kind of like the most highly evolved individual within the cup suit. So he is in touch with his intuition. He is like in touch with his feelings. He's very loving. He's very generous. He's very caring. I'm getting like a really soft energy from this card. Like even the way that it's drawn with like these little marks for like the background and the feathers. And it's all these little, like little tiny, gentle, feathery marks. It feels like a very soft energy to me. And there's also like a somber feeling there a bit. I'm picking up on like a little bit of depression, which is interesting. I don't know that I usually get that from this card, but the Cups energy can definitely tend to do that if you are kind of hanging on to the past or maybe some regrets. That part does feel a bit like the other reading that we had with this Two of Swords. The other is the Father of Wands. So this lightning bolt always reminds me of like incoming action and kind of like action being done by the universe. So almost like a Tower card energy, or the Eight of Wands in this deck has that too, where it's like kind of unexpected. It comes like a lightning bolt out of the sky, right? And it just sort of zaps you. And it's very in relation to like this fire energy. So the Father of Wands is associated, he's like the most highly evolved fire energy in the tarot, where he's very passionate, he's very creative, he's very social, he's like very action oriented. So whereas I'm feeling this card as more of like a soft energy, he feels to me like he's like popping out at me. He's like just the contrast of that black background and like this kind of white snake kind of popping out. So it's interesting. It feels like a place of just conflicting emotions. It's like two different aspects of yourself, that sort of emotional self versus like the more action-based self. Oh, whoops, my bad. I'm not sure how to arrange this. I feel like maybe I should move these guys over a little bit. So this is interesting. So I don't know if that will resonate for anyone. I'm not even particularly thinking of like a specific example that I could give you guys, but it feels a bit just like a part of yourself, like conflicting with your own self. I was going to say warring, but I feel like that's maybe too strong of an energy. It doesn't feel like a war. But yeah, I mean, if there's a bit of depression here, like this kind of softness, he's almost like fading into the background versus like this popping out, like kind of passionate, action-oriented energy. And that there's maybe some places within you, like decisions that you're trying to make, or places in your life where those two energies are sort of combating each other. Maybe you're trying to decide which energy to use to like move forward. That's kind of fascinating. I love that. All right, what should we use for the other side? I feel like the light seers. Okay, I feel like the witches. Just kidding. I just went to pick up the light seers and my intuition went, The Ten of Wands, I just felt called to look at that. So the Ten of Wands is a card about kind of nearing the end of this phase of carrying a burden. And it's resonating for me with this Two of Swords card. Like those swords are heavy. If you look at those swords, they're like probably about as big as she is if she was standing up. So just sort of the heaviness of this decision, like deciding what energy to move forward in. I just got a flash too that this could be specifically someone choosing between two options in a relationship, because there's two divine masculine energies here with the Lovers card. So take that if it resonates. I don't think that's the main message, but it does feel like that's a message for somebody. That's interesting. I'm liking this energy because I feel like this Five of Wands that feels kind of clingy to me is just you working this stuff out. And when you are in the space of moving forward, it feels so nice and so grounded. I feel like a lot of love and peace and like joy in my heart with this energy that I'm channeling right now. It's like so nice. Oh. All right, God. What is your advice for my viewers for Venus moving into Libra? I love when that happens. Oh, I even was talking about this card. So here's the Nine of Pentacles again. So she's at the top here. She's at the top here. I feel like message is just enjoy being in this energy. Like if this is you, you have worked hard to get there. The Pentacles are a sign of hard work. They're not, it's not someone who, you know, was just magically given the gifts that they have. They worked hard for them, through the journey of the Pentacle suit. So yeah, it's definitely a time to just be like the goddess, be like Venus, and, you know, be like the Empress that you are. And again, whether you're divine feminine or divine masculine, like just basking in like whatever luxury or abundance you have around you. It's feeling like it might be a fun time to engage in like some material indulgence. So take this if it resonates, and like, you know, obviously make your own choices. You know your financial situation and I don't, but if this is like reasonable for you to do, it might be really fun to do something physical to like pamper yourself, like do a spa day or get a manicure or something like that. Yeah, that feels like it'll be fun. I feel like maybe even paying for like a class to like learn how to do a sport, or, you know, pay for like a yoga class or something, like something kind of grounding and physical. Yeah, like that. It feels like it would be really fun to honor Venus and Libra by like taking sweet, good care of your body. And then the Eight of Wands. I was just talking about this with the Father of Wands, because in the Wild Unknown Tarot, the Eight of Wands has that lightning bolt and then like the 8 wands around it. But this is a card of movement. It's a card of incoming communication, of travel. It just feels to me like you moving in the energy. So whoever's in this collective, you've been stuck here. You've been stuck in this place where you're kind of trying to balance like this soft and this very active energy, and kind of just working that out within yourself. But you don't have to be stuck anymore. It feels like that's what this transit is doing for you, is kind of getting you unstuck, and it feels really nice. Time to move forward. What other advice do you have for this collective? I would say the Eight of Wands is definitely like a feeling of going with the flow, and also being open. Being open to like opportunities presented to you. I'm really drawn to the blue sky, like the kind of wide open blue sky, and being able to see things coming, and being able to see them really clearly. Like there's nothing obscuring the incoming things. So it's a pretty cool opportunity to be able to see them clearly and really consider them. What else do you want to say to my viewers about this Venus going into Libra energy? There we go. It's like the cards aren't even talking, but then they did. So we have the Seven of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. I feel like that's actually relating to what I just said about how clear this is. The Seven of Swords, that's really interesting. So This can be a card of like sneakiness or deception. I mean, you can see this guy, he's like loading up the swords in his little bag here or whatever. He's like sneaking them away from the camp. But the Queen of Swords is such an opposite energy from that. And so is the Ace of Swords. She is like a very ethical queen. She's pretty no nonsense about that. She is a queen of truth. Yeah, she's just a person who would really kind of she would behave herself even if no one else was watching, just because it was the right thing to do. That's the energy I'm getting for this. And then the Ace of Swords is just that clarity energy and that feeling of movement and kind of just having like the sky clearing is what I'm feeling. Like these clouds are gonna move away and you'll have clear skies like in this card. So if there's somewhere, this feels like it's about you. Because this reading has been so like self-focused. So if there's somewhere within you where you are kind of cheating yourself or maybe deceiving yourself, I wouldn't say straight out lying to yourself, but maybe there's somewhere that you're not being entirely honest with yourself, maybe about like your motives, or the choices that you're making. This energy feels like it's poised to really help you get clear on that and kind of break through any BS that you're playing with yourself. The Queen of Swords would actually be Libra, because Libra is an air sign and she's like the air sign queen. So that's really sweet. It feels like the energy of Libra kind of really pretty gently and compassionately like helping you to disassemble any patterns within yourself where you're like not being honest with yourself. That feels very nice. And it feels very gentle. I feel like that's the influence of Venus, that it's very gentle and it's very loving, the way that it's happening and the way that the energy is supporting you. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, it's hard work. I feel like the energy I'm getting from that is hard work. So it's just talking about this, the Five of Wands here for me, that I just keep hearing the word disassemble, 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 disassemble. Like this is a place where you are disassembling some patterns. And it might be a bit of hard work. What I'm feeling called to talk about is like when I do my spiritual work, there's some days that I just dive into it and I'll do it for like hours. But most of the time I'll sit down for 10 or 15 minutes and do my spiritual work, and that's enough, because over time, that 10 and 15 minutes a day adds up and up and up and up, and it ends up being a significant amount of time doing the work. And it's enough time to be able to like master it and, you know, see growth in my life and changes in my life. So that's what I'm feeling here, is like, this is not something that you maybe are going to have like a grand epiphany about all at once. It's not going to be like a tower moment, but it's sort of whittling away these like false ideas within you one at a time. And it's okay to just do that. I'm almost seeing like with the pentacles, it's like a pentacle a day, right? So maybe that will be relevant to you guys. Like 8 days or something will take 8 days. But, you know, do a little bit of work here and that's a pentacle for that day, and do a little bit of inner work here and that's a pentacle for that day. And just to let those pentacles like build up over time. That feels really sweet. I am trying to figure out what I want. I'll do angel answers. Venus in Libra, I'm liking this energy. This feels awesome. Clarity and forward movement, and really just indulging in like being a god or goddess and having like really appreciating the things that you have. It just feels so sweet. What would you like to say to my viewers? Any other messages about Venus and Libra here? The one that wants to come out, it says, "It's up to you." That's really sweet. It's like this angelic figure. She's pointing towards us here, and she's kind of like engulfed in the angel wings. Is there anything else you want to say to them? Yes. Abundance. I love it. Yeah, that's really sweet. So I don't know if you guys can see her. She's got like this plate of like gold kind of spilling out. And I'm really drawn to this like double helix, almost like DNA going up towards the heavens. Yeah, that pentacle energy, I definitely am feeling that from this 9 of Pentacles, is like really, really appreciating all of the abundance that you have around you. And that doesn't necessarily have to mean money. It can just be having a safe place to live, having enough food, having a job, having a car. It could be friends and family who help you feel really stable, right? It could be a pet that you love, like anything that kind of connects you with that feeling of love, and just, you know, anything in your life that you would say like, wow, I am so lucky that this is in my life. I'm totally feeling that. So we had 2 cards. We have 0808, swift action, wealth, empathy, promises, commitment, affection, inner strength, auspicious outcomes. You will enter a time of expansion, so begin taking steps towards achieving your ultimate objective immediately. Finances will miraculously improve. Oh, and somebody has their mind set on you. That's funny because I just said that this is about improvement through hard work and not through some sudden thing that happens. And then this card is like, hey, it's miraculous. So maybe for some of you, it will be that fast. I'm totally feeling this with the 8 of Wands and even the number 8, right? That sort of swift forward movement. And again, that's the energy that I was feeling, where it's really sort of sweeping you into this like beautiful grounded sunshine energy. It feels nice. This is someone who's getting unstuck big time. It feels really cool. 1331, good fortune. Advice, comfort, major change, individuality, independence. Have faith in your skills and talents, as they are a tool that can provide you with a bright future. A piece of good advice, a moment of enlightenment, or a comforting message is on its way. Everything will work out in your favor. That's really sweet. Good fortune. I mean, I feel that. This is a very fortunate energy. And it's saying here, the one thing I'm focusing on is it says, your skills and talents are a tool that can provide you with a bright future. The 8 of Pentacles on this one too, and in the traditional tarot, it's a craftsman, and he's using his tools to sort of master like creating these pentacles. And that's what you're doing with your inner work, that however that resonates for you, just being with yourself, feeling your feelings, loving yourself. It could be like journaling or self-care. I've talked about doing the mirror exercise. That's what resonates for me, just really bringing love to the places inside of me that are craving love. But those are your tools. Those are the things that you're using to craft your pentacles. And they're important. Yeah, use those things a little bit each day. And by the end of the time, you'll have sort of this like array of things that you've created, right? It really feels like just chip away at it until all of a sudden you see that yellow brick road and you're like ready to go. So that feels super complete to me. I absolutely love this energy. Venus in Libra is so lovely. I was hoping that it would be like a peaceful reading, and it feels really nice. So please feel free to like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment, as any of those things help me as I'm growing my channel. I love hearing from you guys, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye.